I said yes. I told him I was legally blind. He agreed. Listen, I know. I could tell by the way you carry yourself, some of the things you do. I knew you had something wrong with your eyes, but that doesn't matter to me or to us. I went, really? It matters to me every day almost. Okay. He goes, I believe in you. I believe by you coming in here and we teaching you and helping educate you how the business is run, that you will be an asset to our business. So don't you ever forget that we believe in you.
A cartoon of a man sitting at a computer typing on a keyboard. The view zooms out and we see dozens of other identical men working in office cubicles. The screen goes black. The words "working blind" appear in green, typed out as if on an older style computer. Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Welcome back to the channel where Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Tagline?
Oh.
All right, we'll start over again. Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Welcome back to the channel where, Charlie?
Sam helps you live your best blind life you can.
There you go. Perfect. So we are back again with another episode in our Working Blind series. This is a series where we talk to people living in the VIP community who are working successfully, and hopefully we get some inspiration to give to you guys about what types of jobs might be available for you. So we got a good one for you today. I'm here with my buddy Charlie Collins. Charlie, let's start with your vision impairment. What's going on with your eyeballs?
So yes, inside my eyeballs, there's drusen's. so we call it Stargardt or juvenile macular degeneration. I have 4 sisters, 1 brother, 4 out of 6 of us all diagnosed at very young ages in Mass Eye, but I was age 9, and then by age 13 I got that certificate of blindness from the state of Connecticut letting me know I am now legally blind, and now I'm 55.
Congratulations. That's funny. I was just talking to someone else that got a lot of testing at Mass Eye, so it must be a good place.
Oh, they didn't fix it. It's not that good.
No, keep trying.
Yeah, right.
I've known Charlie for several years now. Charlie's kind of in the biz, as they say. So why don't you tell people? We'll talk about previous jobs and employment and all that. But what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm working on the Thriving Blind Academy, which is an academy, a place for families, parents of, relatives, loved ones, people living with vision impairment, whether that's low vision blindness or newly diagnosed, whatever the case may be. But that disruption of, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to prepare myself, whether it's for the workplace or just as a family unit, operating as having a visually impaired person in it, or transitions, a lot of transitions from high schools to colleges, from high school to the workplace. So I'm focusing in those areas, building a platform where they can come in and take training modules, get certifications, and basically raise that confidence, esteem, knowing that no matter what, you can step into what you want to do in life.
Yeah, and I know this has been a big goal of yours for as long as I've known you, even while you were doing other things. And you're working with your partner, Kristen, right?
Yes, my co-founder, Kristen Smedley, who raised 2 blind boys. Well, still raising, but the older one is not, he's out of the house.
Yeah.
Which is a very powerful story. Graduate college within 3 weeks, you moved into another state across the country to start your life and he's totally blind. So, Sam, we have these platforms, and my main objective is just to open the door that, wait a minute, if he can do it, I can do it. It is possible. Maybe I will take the chance, the risk. I will step into moving towards what I know deep down I want to do more in life.
Yeah. Well, we try to lead by example, but what I tell people all the time, and I'm sure you will agree and kind of echo, is that there's really nothing special about us. It's not like we're superhuman or just amazing. I mean, it's one of those things where we just have the determination to go out and do it.
Couldn't agree more. It's work. It's hard work. It's maybe you adapt different ways. You set your environments up. You do what you need to do so you can just focus on moving it forward.
Yeah. And so that's what you guys are helping people learn how to do with the Thriving Blind Academy. That's awesome. So how long have you been doing that specifically?
The Academy's been, we launched it a little over a year ago, excuse me, but for the first year, it was building the infrastructure, having a membership portal with all the videos, building the courses, and, just reaching out and bringing awareness to this new platform. Now that we've hit that after the summit we're having this weekend, which doesn't really matter because who knows when someone's going to watch this. But the bottom line is then we'll focus on really raising awareness and bringing people in.
Previous jobs, we're going to come back and talk about like accommodations and that sort of thing, but what kind of jobs have you had? And I already know this because we've had conversations about this. You've had quite the storied career of jobs over the years, right? So share some of those.
I as a young boy, it started as cutting the lawn for others, for neighbors, and little push mower, these massive lawns, and getting $5, and I was grateful. But Sam, it peels back to my dad and my mom. They made me do the work around the house. They made me cut the lawn. They made me vacuum and keep things clean and weed the gardens and stack the wood. And I remember the day my dad taught me how to use a chainsaw. I was like, wow. He never once was it, oh, you're visually impaired, so we've got to, it was just, this is life. This is how you need to figure out how you need to attack it, but you need to get this log cut, figure it out. But be careful of that chain thing, that'll hurt. And so I think I started I cut lawns and then I shoveled sidewalks and I said, I kind of like making money. It's my money. And then it just grew from there. I started working at this club. It was a tennis and swim summer place in my town of Cheshire. I live in Connecticut. I took care of the tennis courts, and that meant I swept them. And I loved it. And it never vision impaired. I was legally blind back then. It didn't dawn on me. I just did what I did. I wasn't a lifeguard down at the pool, that's for sure. But I did a lot of other things. I got offered a position at a place that built tennis courts, resurfaced tennis courts. We painted tennis courts. So I took that job and I loved it because think of a tennis court is red and green, most of them. Yeah. I mean, now there's blue, but it's a big amount of red and a big amount of green. I like that. I can see that. And when do you paint? On bright, good days where the lighting is perfect. So I just seen things. I could do this. I can do that. I can do this. And I did very well in that business. I work in the ski industry in the retail side of it. And I sold hard goods and boots and all this great stuff for people so they could ski. Why? Because I was passionate about skiing. So I had a lot of fun and I learned a ton. And I see how those things I learned, Sam, the hard work, the grit, the showing up on the mornings I hoped it rained and we wouldn't have to work, the payoff. Back then, I didn't wake up like, I am so excited to go to work because I wasn't aligned with my true purpose, I guess. And it was really hard work and it was hot and all that. So I never waited to feel like going to work. I went. And because of that, as the day progressed and I succeeded and I got jobs done, I felt better and better, and it helped raise my self-esteem and help move me through. Mm-hmm. So I always say to people, don't wait until you feel like doing it because you'll never do it. Do it because after that, you're going to get the feeling you were hoping to get before. Then I moved from the ski business. I was always interested in motorcycles and I started buying them and selling them and then I'd make money. I'm like, I just made $500 and then I made more. And then I was up at the motorcycle place and the owner came out. Oh, I happened to be cutting the lawn up there because I love making credit. But when I got to Sam, here's the best part. You never know when I offered my services at the motorcycle shop, I had a job, but I wanted to do it on Saturdays when I wasn't working because I wanted to be around that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, could I cut your lawn for you? And he's like, okay. I said, I can come on Saturdays. If it rains, I'll come on Sundays, but I will always get this lawn cut. And he said, well, you're going to have to move the ATVs and the different motorcycles. I'm like, I know. That's why I want the job. And I got to get the keys. I go out and start things and I drive them off the lawn. And then as I got more comfortable, I might drive them a little farther back to so one day he came out and he tapped me on the shoulder and he asked me, he's like, hey, would you want to work here? And that was the first time I hit the wall of this really big amount of fear crept in. Like, why would he ask me? I'm visually impaired. I'm legally blind. I still had that little chip. And he asked me that and it really scared me. I'm like, you want, what would you want me to do? I would like you to sell motorcycles, all-terrain vehicles. And I said, oh, let me check my calendar and I'll let you know. And I went home and I was still living home. And I remember telling my mom, I am petrified. There's no way. Now it's stepping up, right? Yeah. Now I really got to use my brain. I got to read. I'm going to sell and engage with other people. See, all the jobs I did, I really didn't engage with people, a couple of other workers, but I never had to put myself out there.
Right.
This is when I had the jumping off point. I flipped and flopped. I went back up the next day and I went in and I told him, his name was Jimbo. I said, Jimbo, I'll take the job, but you need to understand something. I wanted to say, you're crazy. Don't you know who I am? I'm legally blind. Why would you? I didn't say this, but why would you ever hire me? I'm never going to succeed for you. Yeah. I need you to just cut your lawn. That's all I'm cut out to do. But we all know we have some sort of calling and burning inside of us. I knew that I had to get into whatever he was asking me to do, but I also knew I don't know if I have the power. And I didn't, because I didn't have the tools. So I said yes. I told him I was legally blind. He agreed. Listen, I know. I could tell by the way you carry yourself, some of the things you do. I knew you had something wrong with your eyes, but that doesn't matter to me or to us. I went, really? It matters to me every day almost. Okay. He goes, I believe in you. I believe by you coming in here and we teaching you and helping educate you how the business is run, that you will be an asset to our business. So don't you ever forget that we believe in you. And I needed that more than anything in my life. And Sam, you and I know we do this. I always tell people, I believe in you. Because I know once you get that story shifted, the one that you're telling yourself that's keeping you stuck, that has to do with a blindness in an eye, that isn't the reason you're stuck. It's the story. Once my story started to shift, the doors started to open and I became the sales manager. And yeah, granted, there were only 2 other people, but I was the boss. How was that possible? I don't know. I just showed up. And I enthusiastically talked about things. I read the manuals. I read all the magazines. Within 3 short years, I was the vice president and part owner of that multi-million-dollar corporation. What was the biggest transformation I had in my life? It was the day I said yes to Jimbo, full of fear, crippling fear, really. Like I almost said no, maybe someday, but right now in my life, I have too much on my plate, which meant I have too much fear and I can't break through it. I said yes to him and I said yes to the people that wanted to help me with my vision impairment, and I allowed it. This is the first time I asked for help in my life. So that transformation, what it did for me was mind-blowing.